Mike's got the hammer. Third game.
Here we go.
2016 North American Super Bowl Shuffleboard Championships. Reno, Nevada. Board 11. Round 1.
Big shout out to Rob Kern, who's got the brackets just flowing out there today. Over almost 200 players, four different brackets.
I feel sorry for that guy.
Oh,
23 hours he worked yesterday. Now he's working again today.
yep. And I'm sure he'll put in another.
Is that possible?
Oh, he must be a machine or something. He's been the bracket man here for.
He needs a little help. He needs to go get some. You gotta sleep. God dang. Even I've been getting. I got 6 hours last night. They played. We started yesterday on that draft. We had breakfast, right?
Yeah.
We started playing at what time? About 2.
Sounds about right.
They played till 4:30 in the morning. The first
day.
First day.
Came back at
8 o'clock in the morning.
Played all day.
And then they played till 6 or 7. They come down to clean boards up this morning. They were still playing.
Yeah.
7 o'clock. You know, that's
a long day. Long 2 days.
I'm not a big fan of that event. You know what I mean? I know it means a lot to a lot of people. It just I want pro shuffleboard to get bigger and better.
Agreed.
No, I really do. I think they deserve it. You know, we've lost a lot of old pros and stuff like that. But, you know, we've got to have the 3s and we've got to have the 2s, and that's where the sport grows and stuff like that. But I want pro shuffleboard to go to another level. There's a little bit more money in it, you know what I mean? But it might not ever be like that. You know, it's like foosball. I read a nice article in one of them men's journals about foosball. There used to be 10 players that made a living at it.
No kidding.
Had, you know, cars and groupies hanging out with it. This is back in the 70s or 80s. You know, that game, now that all them leagues and national championships and tournaments there, you know, they don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
You know, it's barely hanging on.
Right.
This is our only big tournament. You know, pool players, they have
Oh.
U.S. Open, European U.S., a German 9-ball championship. I mean, they've got European leagues, Chinese leagues. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And we're so far away from that right now. We've got no sponsors. We've got, you know, like I said, this is it.
Well, you have to walk before you can run. And
Well, they've been playing this game since the 1800s, or you know, 30s and 40s.
But you do have to agree that it's better than it was 30 years ago.
The tournaments are.
Yeah.
There ain't no road players out there anymore.
Well.
You know, you just.
But tournament shuffleboard, that's what needs to grow, and you know, league shuffleboard. And you're right. It starts.
Everything needs to grow.
It starts with sponsors, and it starts with, you know, the players getting out and playing and supporting the tournaments.
You know, back in them days, on a Friday night, you had a dance hall, you had a couple taverns. I mean, what else did they do? I mean, you know, the square dance or something like that, the shuffleboard, and then.
There wasn't a whole lot of entertainment options.
No,
30
you know, and
nowadays,
this is one of them.
Agreed. Nowadays, kids have computers and.
Oh, they're playing all them
Facebook
games, and they don't even go out in the yard and play anymore.
You got 1,000 channels on television. You can pretty much watch whatever you want.
You really got to push it, you know what I mean? A lot of people don't play long enough to really appreciate the they don't understand. It's like me when I first started. I was ignorant of the game. I knew my dad played, and but I didn't realize what it took to be a top player and just how good they were.
Yeah, I see it all the time at my place. People are, they're shocked when they hear that I'm a professional shuffleboard player. They're like, "What do you mean a professional Like, we had no idea that there was even anything like that." I tell them I tell these people that are getting up there and just throwing weights at each other back and forth, and I tell them how many, thousands of dollars in tournament prize money you can win, and they're shocked. They can't believe it. They absolutely can't believe that there's a whole competitive side to a barroom game like this.
Yeah, because like I said, they're not around like they used to be. But the point I'm trying to make is, you don't really appreciate the game as much. All the little
nuances,
all of what we talked about earlier.
Yep.
You know what I mean? The nerve. You don't appreciate that it takes until you get better.
Yeah.
You got to be like a 1 or a 0, and then you understand, and it makes it more interesting, especially big tournament games like this.
Agreed.
Older I've got, I don't mind sitting around and watching games. I mean, every now I did, I always wanted to play.
Oh yeah, 20
I won't be
years
watching
ago,
nobody.
Yeah, you couldn't get enough.
I sit back and kind of watch what everybody does, and options. I mean, there's just so many options. I guess like chess.
Yep.
You can play smart, or you can play stupid. You can shoot down the rail, or you can shoot across the board. I mean, hit this way, hit that way. There's
in a lot of ways, your destiny is in your own hands.
And then you get a bunch of weights on the board, and you really got options then.
Yeah, old Billy Mays wasn't happy unless there were at least 5 or 6 weights on the board at the end of the game, huh?
He loved it, especially if he was behind.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Mike barely missed that lag there coming down this way. I mean, do you see that?
Needed to keep the hammer down there, don't you think?
Well, I mean, he's trying to hit him with a bit. He can get it back. He's good enough. Now he's lagging on the clear board. Just what Josh wanted. Ooh, touching the line.
A lot of deep ones we've seen in this match, huh?
Man, I lagged off a couple times that last match. I hate doing that. I really do. I had one working, I lagged off. That might have been second game. I get beat. What was it, 11, if I keep that on the board, I'm going to, closer anyway. Yeah, you got to score.
It's like old Daryl Nelson used to do. Gotta move the score. Gotta move the score.
Man, let me tell you something about I'm going to miss that guy. I hope I get to see him again one of these days. That dude, yep. That guy was one hell of a shuffleboard player. I never saw for that little 10-year period there. I like I said, I was young and I didn't really know, but I knew enough to know that he was like a machine up there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he won this
Everything
event
he
about.
did, his setup, fundamentals, hand control. I mean, whatever. I get, just he run through them there in I guess the mid '80s to mid '90s, the 10-year little stretch there.
Yeah,
As
I
good
think
as
even
anybody
the
that ever played the
late 90s, he
game.
was still playing real strong. Late 90s into early 2000s.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yep.
Hell, that was 16 years ago.
Yeah.
Bill, I mean, to come out here and win three of these in a row when you're in your mid 70s, 80s,
Yeah.
He's probably the best of all time. Better than Billy Mays.
There's an argument for it.
But that old Darrell, man.
Yeah, I think Bill Melton's had probably the longest successful career of any tournament player, but you're right, that stretch that Darrell was on, that 15-year stretch there, I don't think.
Well, he won a lot of tournaments, no doubt about that. But, Bill was always right there at
Right.
second, or
yeah.
first. Or,
Right,
he'd get
yeah.
one every now and then, and he was right there, too.
Right.
But to play for that, like Bill, I mean, he'd probably come out here this weekend and win this thing.
Yeah, he almost did. Yeah, I was talking to Shoebridge, and he said that, I was talking to Mike Melton, and he said that Bill was going to come out. The flight was $850. He decided not to.
Hammer.
Looks like it. Not sure if Josh wanted that last one to stay on or not.
I doubt it.
Mike ties it up with a deuce leg. 5-5, playing to 15.
Josh got to be happy, I mean, he's tickled to death right now.
Yeah, he's battling old Mike Taylor, isn't he?
Down 12-6. There he is, got 5-5 with a hammer. Got him a good little lagging in. See how he holds up. Mike knows he's in a game now, you know what I mean? That had to tighten him up. I mean, he was rolling. He was stroking. He was doing everything right. Up 12-6 and lose that game, you know what I mean?
Yeah, all of a sudden the momentum's changed completely.
Well, it's all. Here it is, 5-5. He's not really on his lagging end or anything like that.
He's going to try to steal this end.
But you know what? It's hard to shake him up.
Interesting. I think Mike's going to try to bury one here. What do you think? It's not a bad shot, really. Mike's got 2 working. Josh is going to try to lag this free hand. Looks like he's going to get there. Nice lag, Josh. Nice lag.
Ooh, that's close to a 3.
Yep,
That was a 3.
yep, sure was.
Huh.
Interesting.
You know, Mike, he had other options there. You know what? What, he just try to bump that weight up or get
Try to
around it?
Pass it again.
He could have blocked that shot right there.
Could have blocked the board up.
You know, it's hard to block the whole board up, but who knew? You know, who knew he'd come up short, and who knew that Josh lagged a damn 3.
Yep. Well, that's interesting.
Did he get up there and miss a weight?
No, Josh put a deep one up there. Mike tapped it to a 3. And Josh
Knocked his own weight off.
Knocked his own 3 off. It's,
Yeah, they're not supposed to knock your own weights
no,
off.
I didn't think so.
Hold on, Larry.
I thought maybe that was that new
Play-
strategy you guys
Playing
are playing
Crazy
down
8s or something.
Well, when you can make combos like that.
Yep.
Continuing to apply the pressure. Speaking of options. Good little shot if it gets in there. It's not a bad shot. What do you think of that, Kelly?
That was very uncommon. Mike knows that board better than that. I'm not so sure. He might not be shaking up a little bit now.
Yeah, the end of that last game might have gotten into his head a little bit.
I mean, you know, he's so strong though. I mean, mentally, physically. I mean, that's. I really doubt it. He just forgot. Oh, now see here we go again. I mean, he's a master of this stuff right here. But 9 to 5, man. I mean,
Right, the game's not completely
he's got
out
the
of
hammer
hand.
back down on that end now. You know what I mean?
Right. That's a great shot
Man,
right there.
these guys. I like to shoot soft into my own weight and just try to keep getting them blue ones on board, and
Maybe knock
you
a
know,
red one out here
maybe
and
it
there.
eventually opens something up. I can make a combo, and
So you're saying he's just going to try to lag into this blue one here?
it's possible.
That's what he was trying to do.
He might have been trying to split them out a little bit. The blues, anyway. See, if he gets out of this mess right here, I mean, he's as good as anybody at that.
And Josh is feeling in control right now.
His weights are in position.
4-point lead.
He's got a chance to win this game right here.
I think I'd throw a short weight here and block the crosses. Take the thumbs away.
If Mike's going to hit the blue one now, he's got to hit that blue weight into that red and try to get them both. If he doesn't make this shot, Josh has got that weight back there. He's got an easy cover.
Chip the blue one out of there. Doesn't look like Mike knows this board like he thought he did.
He'll cover that deep red weight now. That's one way to do it. Might have been a little bit deep. Mike still, he's in a hell of a position here. I mean, he's got to score. It all started, he backed up that weight, 9-5. Coming down the middle.
Looks pretty good. Oh,
God, nobody makes shots like that. He just barely missed that thing. That's ball game.
that's game.
That's game.
Game time.
This game's over. Well, that's number 2 player in the world went down on that board.